Welcome back. Corsair DreamLeague Season 9. First game's in the books. You know, we're just getting comfortable. We're in for a long day of Dota 2, and OG, they're unfortunately for them on the back foot for this series against Fnatic. And as we're welcomed in by Thomas's casual, relaxing music.
Austin was relaxing in a cool way, so I thought I'll do that, and I just kind of.
You know what I saw?
You gotta have this stylish.
I saw
like
the
this?
camera, right? The camera was panning in.
I'm dad napping on the couch.
Daddy's down for the day. Yeah.
As the camera was panning in, you know, I know the show is about to start, and I hear the music playing, and all of a sudden, I see both Cam and Ted. They're like,
Just collapse.
gotta be casual.
Play casual, quick. Yeah.
Ted was trying to out-sprawl me.
I was just trying to join in. It's a team effort to sprawl. I thought I'd do it, but I couldn't.
You don't understand
I'm
how
not good.
competitive I am.
I need to lie down completely. Sorry.
Well, we
Could
need
you
to have two
Get off the
couches.
sofa and just give me the couch.
Yeah, sure, Ted.
Yeah.
This is all yours now.
Oh,
no, buddy.
Thank you. I'm just gonna put my feet at this end.
I'll
This
just
is
stand
Daddy's.
behind the couch from now on.
All right.
This is
Make me
my
a cup
position.
of tea, Cap. Cup of tea.
Alright,
Milk and
Ted.
two.
Coffee for me, please, with milk.
Nice massage.
Oh yeah.
All right, we just
No, let's get
witnessed
talk about the game.
OG versus Fnatic, and it was
A stomp?
not as close as what we would have liked.
Yeah.
And we mentioned how Death Prophet would be very important. Both of you thought that OG had the edge going into this this one game based on draft, but
It was a fool's wish.
what happened?
Let's put it this way.
What happened?
Let's put it this way. If OG couldn't win with that lineup, I'm not sure if they can ever beat Fnatic in just their current form.
Okay.
Because it did seem like that this was the kind of lineup that they would have preferred, considering their MDL qualifiers. This is pretty much the same kind of strategy that they're running the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe there's a slight difference in strategy when they have like side lane Mad Viper and they have like their mid S4 Leshrac or something like that. But I think overall the concept of their timed pushes that they were trying to go for with this lineup is very similar to what they did in the qualifiers. So here I felt like they were going to be probably the most comfortable that we'll ever see OG be.
Okay.
And they weren't able to pull through. So
I would like to say that one of the reasons that I backed OG because they're sat right there.
they're right in front of
Like
us.
they're literally right there.
They
When
are
I'm like,
literally right there.
they haven't got a chance in hell. I can see their little faces, you know, and it's kind of tragic. And
They're
Shannon,
weeping.
Shannon
You
keeps
just got
looking
the
at me,
big
yeah.
eye.
Hey, Shannon, what's up?
They're like,
She's
Ted doesn't believe in us?
Yeah. It's
Oh,
over,
gosh.
guys. It's over.
It hurts.
Yeah, it's yeah. So
Not
Shannon
even
is
Ted
right
believes.
there.
I don't even want to
And
play
Ebony's
game
right
2.
there, and Fly's right there, and there's Seb, and he's a nice guy. So I just have to sort of slate their chances.
You would have no problem
their
if
face.
Fnatic was right in front of us.
No, I could.
But when Fly is sitting right in front
They're
of
right
us, you're
there.
like,
Oh, no.
God,
the crap, my
please,
God,
Fly.
God, he's gonna crush me.
Don't turn me into a pretzel, dude. Come on.
There were issues in that game for sure. I mean, like Cap said, the draft seemed fine, but the problems that they had, I think Cap's got a replay queued up,
Yeah.
which is symbolic. You put it, this is like a symbolic. Okay, something's wrong here.
Well,
But
talk us through this one, Cap.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think Fnatic OG, a lot of problems here for Fnatic. They try and go for this kill on the Weaver, and they don't really have it fully planned out. They don't have enough burst damage to be able to kill Eternal Envy, and part of it is because of this tanky item build that he's got going on here. Strength Treads, Raindrop, full Magic Wand, as well as the Ring of Aquila, just makes him really tanky, and makes it, as a result, just a
and his ult means you got to kill him twice, basically.
entire...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the. Yeah.
That's only if Arteezy is playing.
Yeah.
But I think that was very symbolic, because what this lineup wants to be able to do is they want to be able to go and use this puck to be able to get these kills, to be able to like burst down one of these heroes, and that in turn will allow the puck to be able to get an earlier Blink Dagger, and then once we have the Blink Dagger, we can start bringing the Lifestealer online. And it makes this duo a lot more potent. But as a result, like that sort of play, what ends up happening is we have this Eternal Envy Weaver who's basically playing like a Razor, the way he played his Razor, where he just runs around the map and going and getting kills. It was a really cool concept that they ran like 2 months ago, and it's kind of been their most successful strategy to date. They took a game off of Liquid, they took a game off of Secret as well with this same kind of Razor strategy, and they're basically using Weaver in that regard, because once he gets that double kill, and then the Sand King gets the third one, he gets a Hood of Defiance. And they basically can't kill him, and he's just going to go around fighting the whole entire time. And we have a Puck who gets like a 17-minute Blink Dagger, while the enemy Sand King gets a 15-minute Blink Dagger. Like, we talked about the difference of like being able to get the initiation first. Sand King uses his Blink Dagger to kill the Death Prophet. Puck uses his Blink Dagger 2 minutes later to kill Pylai Dai.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean anything because Pylai Dai is literally he's the epitome of death at that point in time.
Yeah.
He's just dying the whole entire game, and it's fine with him.
With the
new,
current patch.
you get like 2p for killing him. It's like, yeah. The other thing, one of the other symbolic things apart from that for me was I felt like when they had Death Prophet ult and they had Warlock ult, they were like, okay, now we can group up, we can push a tower, we'll push it with Death Prophet ult, they try and jump us, we can reset the fight with Fatal Bonds and we'll drop the rock and then maybe we'll get something out of that. And that just didn't happen because they actually had to use the rock defensively, so that ruined the timing on that. And all of a sudden, it was like, well, now we'll have to wait. And it looked out of sync. And like Cap said, you had this Weaver everywhere getting kills and getting important kills. And it just, OG never got settled into what looked like an easy rhythm, but it just didn't happen.
And it looked like from the start, Fnatic had interesting lanes. Well, interesting. They just started just rotating around very early on. We had Sand King starting bottom and then going top and kind of trying to dodge the Lifestealer Warlock trial lane.
Yeah, they ended up getting that matchup against the Puck at the end of the day, and they were able to take that tower really early. Very important because then that stimulates the Sand King's farm, where he not only has that lane to be able to farm off of, he gets the tower gold, he can start moving around a little bit, and again comes down to those Blink Dagger timings where. OG pretty much needed to be able to play. Like, it's okay if they were behind like 2,000 gold in the laning phase. I saw that 10 minutes. I was like, okay, that's fine. Like, once your lineup starts coming online, you
can
get towers
and catch up, right? Yeah.
They got 2 towers in the entire game.
Yeah, it's all good. But then they go for that Weaver kill, and for me, that was like the moment that happened because this lineup runs like a very fine line. Where if you don't manage to get those kind of successful moves, then you're just going to fall enough behind that you're never going to be able to get those kills, right? Once a Hood of Defiance is up on Weaver, and that's why Weaver was playing so aggressively. It's why he picks this Razor as well and does the same thing. Because everyone has a very intimate understanding of these push lineups and their timings, right? We think about all the heroes that have long cooldowns and are push-oriented.
Yeah.
Death Prophet, Terrorblade, Dragon Knight,
Warlock.
some of the most picked heroes right now. Warlock is decently picked by Southeast Asia, right?
Yeah.
So it's like everyone understands like that the most successful way to be able to put these teams out of their comfort zone when they have lineups like this is to be aggressive and force them to use Exorcism or Dragon Knight's ultimate or whatever it is defensively instead of allowing them to set up, get its kill, turn that into a tower push. That's what these lineups wants to be able to do. But OG, I mean, I can't think of a single time they were like set up for a tower push.
It just
like
didn't
got
happen.
some sort of smoke gang kill and they're like, all right, we're going to take this tower now. So it just, they were pretty much out of sync the entire time.
So game 2, we decided it wasn't really draft per se that they were looking worse on. It was just outplay.
Yeah.
So looking forward to the second game. Now that we've seen the teams, how is OG going to change? Should they change? Should they just try to have the same plan because it's worked in the past and maybe be more crisp about it?
I don't think they can go and run the exact same idea having just lost with it. I think they'll have to mix it up because it would be kind of... I don't understand the justification for saying, guys, that totally didn't work, but we're going to do it exactly the same, and this time it's going to work. Like I don't see how that could work. So I think they have to mix it up. Maybe they change the heroes up a bit. Maybe they get some heroes that maybe they can come online a little quicker and be aggressive with. But
the funny part about Lifestealer right now is because of the Radiance build, you're actually
it takes longer.
You're a slower hero.
Yeah, because he used to be like this mid-game, he's ready to fight. He gets, and all of a sudden it's like, wait a minute, guys, I need time to farm. And it's like, well, okay, but PL is going to get farm. And I think the interesting thing to me was that Weaver is obnoxious enough to kill. While you're trying to catch him, which they spent a lot of time doing, and he was pressing R, Cap.
Yeah.
Which was just a wonderful play. Pressed R.
Great R
and
presser.
Lived, right?
Eternal Envious.
PL, meanwhile, just turns up and goes and just starts taking all your mana and killing you, and you're slow, and it's horrible. And you've just got that to deal with as well. And he's as hard to kill as Weaver. If not harder, once he got his heart, he was never going to die.
And they only had silences. They didn't even have a good stun.
There was a lack of stuns.
Yeah.
Puck also isn't great on burst damage right now. A lot slower than she used to be because of the fact that Dream Coil doesn't give you an initial 100 damage. That doesn't sound like a lot, but at level 7, level 8, when you're looking to be able to get those burst kills, it is actually decent.
It makes a difference. Chen Ban.
OG on the Radiant side this time, by the way.
Yep. Yeah.
I think it's funny, Snith is here, and he's a well-known Chen spammer. And he was trying to tell me that Chen isn't the most overpowered support right now, in which I vehemently disagreed with him.
He's
You know,
saying that because he doesn't want it to
I
get
was
nerfed.
gonna
Exactly.
say, you know, I appreciate that he says that because you know he needs to protect his own
He
hero,
got that
you know?
sheepish smile laugh
Yeah.
where he was like,
does he think
"Yeah,
is
you're
then?
right, but I don't want it to get nerfed."
Yeah.
I'm sure he's enjoying the MMR.
I mean, the problem is he's one of those heroes. I know that because of the way the game is balanced around the pro scene, if Chen is doing well in the pro scene, he will get nerfed.
Yep.
But he's still like the rarest hero to see in
Yeah.
PUBG. At lower brackets, definitely. You just never see him. Elder Titan and Earth Spirit, those makes good bands.
It's because it involves microing.
It's just, jeez,
Yeah,
the worst thing ever.
microing.
So they've actually banned Death Prophet this time. But there's Jerax's Earth Spirit ban, which is just that's a no-brainer.
Well, this time
10
around,
seconds
Fnatic
remaining.
are first pick. So
Mm-hmm.
I think they, like we talked about this
5
earlier, right?
seconds
Is
remaining.
that if Gyrocopter or Death Prophet or maybe Razor, I feel like Razor was probably like 2 months ago more important for them than it is now.
Why is the Death Prophet so big?
Because it's a hard to gank lane because of Spirit Siphon. You see how many times like you run 2 or 3 heroes into this Death Prophet mid, she Spirit Siphons and survives because of it. She also has really good kill power against the enemy heroes as well because of it. Like one support or Spirit or Tusk or something
And
comes
that's it,
in,
yeah.
you just Spirit Siphon, run them down. And then the other reason is because it gives you this really
10
nice
seconds
push lineup
remaining.
where Exorcism is insane in team fights. It is great for being able to take
remaining.
objectives
just can't
as
fight
well.
into
Great
them,
for
right?
Roshan. Yeah. So it feels like the Death Prophet is
Fnatic's
similar to
turn to
Terrorblade,
pick.
where it's always good, right?
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
you never are like, oh no, Death Prophet's bad hero right now.
Yeah.
There's no timing like that. Good in the laning phase, good early, and then even late game. Exorcism
But we
is
saw it just
actually
get shut
dominant in
down,
team
Cap,
fights.
so talk me through that.
Well, in part simply because they weren't able to get
10 seconds
like any of the
remaining.
kills they needed to be able to. Like, if they get the kill on the Weaver and they get a
5
Blink Dagger on
seconds
Pug,
remaining.
then maybe they in turn set the tempo of the game.
Right.
Very important for a Death Prophet lineup to be like you want to smoke, get a kill, and then push into a tower sort
Right.
of situation. Like that's what you want out of Death Prophet Exorcism.
First to pick Tusk.
Yeah, and that kill, I mean, the one that you had in the replays, basically, from that moment onwards, you can't be on the back foot that much when
10
you're having a Death
seconds
Prophet in your
remaining.
team that wants to get objectives.
I know. We
5
were saying in the
seconds
break when we were saying
remaining.
like that was like a real EE50.
Yep, it
I
could have
actually
gone.
didn't think it was a 50-50 because you
No?
saw that. I mean, it's weird, right?
Calculated.
He was level 7 or 8. I think he might have even been level 8. He is going to be hard to kill there because
true.
he'd farmed enough, and because again, like I said, you have to basically kill him twice with his ult. So he just got loads of stick charges and just kept living. And I didn't necessarily think he'd get
10
almost 3
seconds
kills out of it, but I didn't think he was going to. There was really much that he could have done there to go wrong.
So last game you were asking about like the Spirit Breaker.
Right.
And Earthshaker does something similar against Tusk here where he wants to be able to like snowball in.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a very defensive, it's very reactive 4-position hero.
10
It's
seconds
somewhat
remaining.
passive in that regard. It's not going to be the one actively setting up kills,
Right.
right?
10
It's like
seconds
maybe 10% of the time your Fishers are actually like you've wrapped around and gotten a good block.
Yeah.
Very rare that happens. Most of the time it's stopping someone else from ganking your hero. So with the combination of this as well as the Bane, does feel like OG want to be able to focus on getting themselves a better laning phase than what happened in that first game against
So
Fnatic.
Bane, are we expecting Bane to just do the old sit mid in feeble?
Maybe.
he'll do a
I
bit
think
more?
Brain Sap is also really value level 1 ability where you can deal with any kind of pressure from aggro dual lanes or something like that. So
Yeah, you can't trade with him, that's for sure.
yeah, so I think they don't know exactly what they're going to be doing with it just yet.
Gyro.
Yeah, and it matches
Yeah.
up well against the Gyrocopter. And
Crazy
I
popular heroes.
yeah, it's
Stupidly
like-
strong.
I don't think OG had much of a doubt that Fnatic weren't going to first 1-2 this hero. Again, you look back through their drafts and it's like Gyrocopter first pick, Death Prophet first pick. Like one of those two cores is going to be picked up. So I would actually like if OG, and it's a big if right now because Matt is playing and they don't have resolution. I actually think this would be a great Morphling game. The way
Right.
It's kind of setting up, but we'll see.
Who would play Morph in that?
No tail?
That is a good question, right? It's like,
Or-
I don't know. Resolution was
OG's
playing the
turn to
Morphling at
bat.
one
Yeah.
point, but maybe No Tail can play it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
I mean, he
honestly
probably
don't think
can.
I've seen him play a huge amount of Morph. I mean, if he has, then I apologize, but I haven't seen him play it much.
I think Gyrocopter, another one of the things about him is that you do need to enable his laning phase a decent amount, but once he kind of gets going, then he's just going to be one of the most dominant heroes in team fights. You can also stack for him and farm Ancients, which is pretty important.
So big.
Especially on the Dire side, because you have this Dire side triangle where you can hit all 3 of the camps.
Yeah, it's
Black
crazy.
Cannon.
He's one of those heroes I feel like he is a very strong laner. He's very annoying, has good kill potential in lane, and even if you don't get a massive farm, as long as your supports, and they've got Pile Die, who you know is going to sacrifice himself to go and stack camps and nothing else. It's just like, oh, well, yeah, it went okay in lane, but I'm just going to go and farm these camps all at the same time, and then I'll just turn up I'll just come out of the jungle and destroy you.
So my guess is that OG, either one or two things was going to happen after that game 1. Either they were going to pick a lineup that had very low cooldowns, or they were going to pick and make sure they had just had better team fight. And that hero, that ban is actually very surprising to me because I thought they would have liked the Brewmaster against the Gyrocopter. Combined with the fact that it's just one of the better S4 heroes and it's one of the best team fight offlaners.
I heard
right
him
now.
say that he wanted to pick Puck.
10 seconds
Oh,
remaining.
ooh.
Okay, just
Ooh.
keep that on the DL.
I think
5 seconds
that's
remaining.
pretty nice because it can actually go mid against the Tusk dual lane. You don't have to worry
can
about
escape.
the... And then it's also the Gyrocopter, right?
Yeah.
Gyrocopter is one of the worst offlaners. Like, Puck matches up really well against it because of the homing missile.
Yeah.
Gyrocopter's so obnoxious for every single offlaner
He
out
really
there
is.
because homing missile is just a thing.
It's a thing in the game.
I like how you're whispering, though. They do have their headsets covering their ears.
Yeah, they do.
The coaches don't. Oh wait, the coach does.
Yeah, they,
Okay.
The coaches do as well.
DreamLeague got it covered, man.
So wait, OG,
Turn to
like the
pick.
so Seb is coaching and playing. He's like the player coach.
I don't know, it's a weird balance, right?
He's like a player
Because
manager.
Choo-choo.
as a coach, you should have like helicopter view type of thing without any...
Ah,
Like
the
personal
Leshrac.
interest?
S4 Leshrac.
Huh? Maybe not the Puck.
So I think their Earthshaker might be like kind of, again, similar to the Death Prophet Tustic situation where you're just going to kind of sit behind mid a lot. You saw Jarix really putting a lot of
10
effort to
seconds
enable
remaining.
their mid lane, which was Mad playing the Death Prophet. Here, when they've been playing Leshrac, I think most of the time they've been playing S4 mid Leshrac. So Mad will in turn have to vacate his lane and go somewhere else. I think maybe an Omni Knight would actually be really good for them here, simply because the magic damage coming out from the Gyrocopter is still a little annoying.
Yeah.
And it really enables any Leshrac cores.
Omni's just, I think he's fantastic at the moment. Really, really fun to play. Great hero.
Yeah. And in turn, it wouldn't be bad for Fnatic either. I'm just not sure.
It would help them a lot when he does the flat cannon. And I mean, you don't want Gyro to just sort of stand there and just plink your entire team down, which is what he normally does.
Yeah. I'm not sure how much of a Omni Knight team Fnatic really is. Like, I don't think of them as Omni Knight too much.
No.
I think of Space Creator
10 seconds
for
remaining.
Eternal Envy and slower, more farmy heroes
5
for
seconds
Abed
remaining.
and Universe. So, like, here, Gyrocopter, Razors, Weavers, they're all perfect for Eternal Envy's playstyle.
Right.
Because, like, that is something that Jackie Mao gets a lot of crap from pretty much everybody, analysts, Reddit, etc. But he is very versatile in that regard.
Yeah.
He's willing to put himself in those positions where he will be the aggressive laner and
Absolutely.
he will die a lot if necessary, but he knows that it's important to be able to let Abed carry for you.
I'm sorry, I'm like... I'm trying to pay attention to the conversations because
Oh,
both
you're
teams
trying to eavesdrop?
both teams started to like once the first couple of picks and bans were done, this is when the discussion
Yeah,
comes
this
into
is-
play,
yeah.
and I'm noticing that they're starting to talk a little bit more from everybody involved, give their input in the final two. Envy has mentioned Razor a lot in his conversation as well, but I think Pi wants something else, so they're having a little bit of discussion. It's actually super interesting.
I will say this when people make fun of Jackie Mao is,
Like you.
well, no, I just the anime thing. I would never criticize
yeah.
his play. This is a guy who's been on teams. Like, when is the last time he was out of a team for a long time? Like,
Yeah.
he's always
Hasn't.
getting picked up
Yeah.
by teams, big teams, and this is a guy with a big reputation. Everybody knows what he can do. So we flame him, but it is purely with love because he does just do envy stuff from time to time. But
Yeah, for sure.
There's a
you
reason he
flipping
has a
Omni
big
Knight
fan
right there,
base.
Cap. I don't
Yeah, dude.
see OG as an Omni Knight team. Well, boom.
What? No, I
Got
said Fnatic. I initially entered the whole entire conversation of Omni Knight saying it would be a great hero for OG because it matches up well against Gyrocopter.
Right.
And it
And
enables the
they've just
Leshrac.
picked him.
I said it, but then I followed that up saying it could fit into Fnatic's lineup,
But
I
OG
don't
have
think
picked him,
I
Cap.
don't think Fnatic is an Omni Knight
That's
team.
not what I said. You
And
said I
that
don't
is
see
exactly
OG.
what
Check
happened.
the VOD.
Everything that
Check
I
the
said
VOD.
was true.
Check the VOD. Reddit, check it, please.
Hey,
Good. Check the
Laundry.
VOD. I want to see a Reddit post that says
Yeah,
Ted
damn
was
right.
wrong.
Ted was right. 100%. A million upvotes.
You guys,
What?
Yeah.
there's a lone druid,
Oh, wow.
which I actually found very interesting because I thought maybe with the brew ban it might be a hero for OG.
10 seconds remaining.
Shout out to my boy
But-
Plague.
So one of the cool things about Gyrocopter is that he can be run mid lane as well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know entirely how this matchup works. I believe that when Lone Druid was picked up maybe like a year ago, and it was picked up a decent amount, it actually matched up pretty well against like Leshrac mids because this bear just kind of runs
Yeah,
at
it
you.
just goes over.
entire
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
But it's also possible that they're going to run Lone Druid's safe lane, and it'll match up in a 1v1 against the Omni Knight, and they'll have Gyro mid, where Gyro just spams homing missile
Right.
against a lot of heroes.
You know, I think the Omni Knight pick is actually a tribute to an absent member of the DreamLeague crew who would normally be here today. A known spammer of this hero. And that's Sir Action Slacks, obviously, for those of you without a brain. Pugna.
I think the Lycan ban was pretty smart from Fnatic. It was, I think, the
When
most
is a
obvious
Lycan ban
pickup
not a
for
good
OG.
thing? Like, just ban that hero.
No, the hero's actually a little bit better now.
No.
It used. All right, very well.
5 seconds remaining.
You're correct, Ed. Maybe how's Tiny fit in here? Oh,
There's a
Dragon
Dragon
Knight.
You may now select your heroes.
Yeah, I'm down with Dragon Knight. It's a nice pushing hero. That being said, I think Pugna is a really good choice here because Pugna not only gives you that side lane split push, you're going to have both the Lone Druid and Pugna
Yeah.
able to pressure the side lanes, which is really nice to have against what is very much a lineup that wants to play together in OG.
Right.
They want to play a lot of 5-man because they do have the better team fight.
They want a 5-man, but they're up against 6 heroes here, Cap.
That is true.
So-
At the same time, we're also going to have this lineup where Pugna also defends towers pretty well. His single target focus is quite good versus heroes like DK. and
Yeah.
Leshrac. And then they have just really great team fighters on Tusk, Gyro, and
Yeah,
Disruptor.
really big.
You guys, you were wrong last time. I'm gonna ask you, for a do-over. You're gonna give you a
I
second
mean,
chance.
hero draft, I don't really care. I'm just going Fnatic.
Yeah, I
better team.
think
All right,
Fnatic.
they both
They
jumped
did it
ship.
last time. They'll do it this time. 2-0 to Fnatic again.
Okay, well, let's see if indeed they can be as convincing as they were in that first game. It is Odie, Pixel, and Fogged who are ready for game 2.
Yes, Steve. Thank you very much. It's time for game 2 between OG and Fnatic, where we're going to see if OG can step it up a little bit as they surely did stuff for game 1. Fnatic looked pretty, and also looked pretty good. They're a very attractive bunch of boys. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. We have, at the moment, we'll see if they're stuck with it. I think they have.
I'm pretty sure they stuck with it.
It's the no-tail Omni Knight.
It's no-tail Omni.
It's the no-tail Omni Knight, ladies and gentlemen.
I feel like that, to be honest,
Prepare for
I feel like that suits No-Tail a bit more, especially with the way that he usually plays a little bit more of that sacrificial role for this team. So that's going to be pretty neat. But there is also Pugna on the other side, one of my favorite heroes. Very, very good versus the Leshrac. Sure, he can have repel in a lot of situations for S4, but the Nether Ward actually is very devastating versus Lash. And you're also a pretty squishy hero overall.
Yes.
So that
You
burst
gotta-
damage that can come out can be pretty significant coming out. And this is their tower forcing. So now they've got the Lone Druid, they've got the Pugna on that side to force towers, and they've got a decent amount of catch.
Yeah.
So let's see how they're going to be able to
Yeah, as we said, they've got the repel at least for the Lesh, but as you say, that's, it's something, but it doesn't necessarily mean that S4 is going to have an easy game. As he is going to be very careful how he pops those spells as the fights go on. We'll see what sort of lanes that both sides are getting. Is there any sort of lane matchup that's looking to be dodged or being found by either side, do you think?
In particular, I think they just want to have... I mean, the Lash is going to go mid. That's the way that they've been running it for the most part with that sport. They've run a couple aggros, but this time around they want to get that matchup. And I think Omni versus Pugna can be just fine.
We'll see at the moment just both teams preparing for any sort of invasion onto their own half of the map, and it doesn't look like it's going to come through from either side. We'll, of course, see Fnatic try for the 3 runes with the bear. MV
The battle begins.
has got it up there. He's okay, he's not.
Yeah, trade runes this time around.
I'll play it safe.
All right. So Abed's playing that gyro mid, and they're going to be having lots of dual lanes. This is what we kind of gotten used to. So Tusk will block the bottom lane while Earthshaker will fissure block top. So both of these offlaners will get good starts. Well, we say offlaners, but this is what it's become. It's a DK offlane on one side.
So Gyro versus Lesh. As you say, we've been seeing more and more of the Gyro towards the mid, but Lesh, a hero that we don't really see that much of. How's this matchup going to go down?
Mostly trade farm. Maybe like it's just going to be really up to the rotations who gets killed, because they both definitely do have kill potential if anybody moves on in. Be that the Earthshaker or that Tusk if they can land the combo stuns. But I think Lesh can probably maybe spam out the Gyro a bit more if you do go that lightning build, and it does look like S4 is going to go for that approach.
He's getting those stuns and such out onto Abed. Just trying to interrupt with his CSing. But as we've been saying, Abed, he certainly is the one to watch. In terms of just being the reliable performer on Fnatic recently. I mean, not to say that the rest haven't, but Abed's just been sort of pushing it to new levels.
Abed's eating a lot of harass mid. Gets caught by both stuns. So with the movement from Jerax constantly, it's going to put Abed a bit on the back foot.
And does not have a salve out on him at the moment, just the extra tangos. So has to be careful.
Yeah, but they're leaving it like this. They're even just still keeping that Tusk bottom for the time being to make sure that Universe gets something down here. And Jerax constantly just trying to pressure mid here. They aren't going to be able to connect the secondary stun.
Yeah, unfortunately there with the Fissure siding of the hero. If they did get on the right side, there would certainly been ample opportunity for the S4 stun to follow up and get an angle.
Great matchup though already. S4, because of Jerax's rotations mid, 7-4 lasted to the 2-1 of the Gyro Abed.
Jerax.
Under some pressure.
It's fine. DJ is level 2. Despite being trapped, nicely slides himself over the
DJ special.
over the Fissure with the shards.
He's actually so good with those shards every time I see him.
A gift from the tempest of battle.
And bottom, Universe, since it is a dual lane, is going to be getting quite a lot on that Pugna, 8-4. But No-Tail, he's able to sustain having that wand and as well as the hero.
So what are we going to see No-Tail build? Is it going to be sort of phased S and Y? We did see. I feel like the last time I saw the carry Omni, it was when Ramses played it and he built Battle Fury.
That was pretty funny, yeah. I think just face Trum, he could just go for some stats, join his team out. Abed mid, getting on the aggressive, but he's getting turned on here. The salve coming out from S4, the second point in lightning.
They've got the slows, they just need that stun to connect, and he's out of range. You saw S4 sort of hesitate with that one, and understandably so, because TPs are coming through. S4 sort of surrounded. Homing missile's going to go the way of Jerax. S4, he's still got a couple of spells to play with. And you can see DJ and Pi being very careful about this. They'll look to chase him down there now. Fairy Fire comes out from S4. He can stun, does find the stun onto one, but he doesn't catch Pi. So Pi able to continue right-clicking him down.
DJ has shards.
And we'll get the first blood. With those shards, this time a little bit off the mark. As you said, DJ normally gets those, but that one just not quite trapping Jerax and pulling him back into them. But still, Fnatic, they claim first blood.
Great rotations by the supports. This is the beauty of always having something like Lone Druid in your safe lane, is you can just leave him alone, make the movements around the map, and you can't get punished, especially if he's versing something like a Dragon Knight.
Yeah.
And Envy will be doing that build that we've been seeing more and more commonly built on that Lone Druid, the Dominator, so that you can pressure towers with those catapults.
And just stick around for some XP. Gets run down. S4 will be fine, so OG able to at least punch back and get a kill for themselves. Just abusing the time where Abed did have to take the stroll back to base to regenerate.
Mm-hmm.
Early days, no one really getting, well, in terms of last hits, still definitely the Gyro suffering the
Gyro
most.
suffering, yeah. Because of those movements, it's just mostly because of Jerax and the build that S4 has gone with that lightning. Bottom, Fly, being chased out here. A lot of trouble.
Got the Snowball, the Decrepify, and the Blast. Should boost the magic damage, helping bring down Fly very low. Couple of right clicks, and they'll finish off the job. Fnatic get themselves a second. I'm going to see S4 and Jerax start to make a move down, and they want to try and find this rune, but Pi, he's going to be able to be the one that picks it up. Turns with the Thunderstrike with that double damage, punching in a few times onto S4. S4 gets himself out of the field. DJ tries for the shard block, but S4's taking the alternative route.
Abed's coming in now, though. Level 3.
Maybe they could
level 2 barrage.
They've got the missile and the barrage onto Jerax, and with 3 heroes around him, Fnatic will take him down.
They'll catch Abed back up through kills, it seems. Bottom, No-Tail and Universe. Start going toe-to-toe. Beauty of Omni Knight.
once he's got those phase boosts out to him, it's going to be even easier to do that. Close the gap, get those punches in, force Universe to have to react.
How's our Dragon Knight doing top? Mad's doing decent.
I mean, he's getting the same amount as Universe is getting out of Universe's lane.
Yeah,
So
Envy, of course, going to be the big breadwinner out of all of this, having a pretty much uncontested safe lane. Going to have that very early Dominator, being able to push and get aggressive with that early.
And I mean, for OG, maybe this is the thing to do, obviously having to sort of change your lineup up. Maybe the better strat is to put S4 back in the mid and have Mad play the off lane. So you can sort of, in a sense, put Mad in a position where it's not as painful to sack his lane as such, and just make sure that S4 can have a bit more of an impact.
I think the big thing, at least for me, is having S4 being the game winner,
Yeah.
right? Like, sure, Dragon Knight, he can become that very powerful carry later on and everything, but the Leshrac is definitely the more important one in the early stages this time around in comparison to the Puck from last time.
So far, so good between the two teams. It's even, but
Yep,
that
very
was
close.
the case in game one. And then things took a very sharp turn for the worse for OG.
Scan comes out, Abed will be able to clip Jarax making that move, Universe.
And he's got to be careful, because those phase boots will be on the way out. So the next time that happens,
Uh-oh, Jarax. Abed's coming in, he's got the missile, but there is more rotations coming in.
with the glimpse back, Jarax in between the two of them. Ray Nightmare will come out to try and buy some time for Jarax, but it's not going to save him.
Dire's bottom tower is under
More and more kills being picked up for Abed. Look at the CS as well. Catching up on this Gyrocopter.
Yeah.
Was very much behind at the beginning, but now, with the way that Fnatic's been able to sort out and start to control that middle lane, Abed's having a great time. Top
Look
lane,
at Envy top too.
they're
He's
looking to give the
threatening.
rundown. Quick Dragon Tail onto the bear to make sure there's no chance of a route coming through, but they'll still chase him right back there, Mad.
Envy's very happy that he got this Satyr creep though. Look at that Bear's HP regen, 20.5 already at this point. He can continuously siege now, and with Universe coming up, they will be able to easily claim this tower. But I say that, OG, they want some rotation.
And they do want to try and do something about this. It is hard for them to do so, especially with Pi coming in on the side, Dragon Tail onto the bear, but Mad, he's stuck in the kinetic field. Decrepify comes through, they're looking for the blast, but there, nice Nightmare from Fly. Keeps Mad protected from the blast damage during the invulnerability of it. OG will be able to push them back, still though the tower falls. A final finishing blast from Universe, and Fnatic may not have got the kills, but they get the objective. Mid lane Pi, he'll sack himself. Came in a little too deep, S4 and Jarax did chase him down there in that situation, so OG will pick up a support kill, but Fnatic, once again, they're slowly starting to take control of this game.
Yeah, that's a typical Pi move, right? Just going out and dying for the cause, and during all this, because of all the rotations, Universe going top, DJ, bottom, will be farming up, has a full urn finished up on the Tusk, also level 5.
And Mad's gonna head down here, just try and finish off finding that level 6 himself. So we can start to have a bit more impact in terms of the pushes and the fights. Top lane Note out. I'm gonna give Universe a bit of a rundown, but Universe keeps his distance. They've got to be careful, the bear comes in, and MV finds the route, the blast as well onto Fly. Fly will fall. Snowball closing the gap onto Note out. He has got level 3 in the degen, level 3 in the purification. No points in the repel, of course, because of this skill build, and that's gonna mean this massive amount of magic damage will bring Notail down. Fnatic take 2 from the top lane, as if both Notail and Fly just hang around a little too long up there behind that tier 1 tower.
Yeah, they tried to go for that dive on a Universe, but I mean, the way that Fnatic played in that last game too, they're playing very fast-paced. Same thing again this time around. Sure, they had Abed a little bit behind in the early game, but now he's catching up through farm, and the rest of his team is making the moves around the map to make that space.
And sure, if you get on top of Universe with a phase, you can chase him down, but if Universe could keep his distance, this Pug does pretty speedy.
Yeah.
Bottom lane, they are trying.
They've got the trap, and they continue the chase.
Just look
So
at the speed he's running.
they should
Now,
be able to.
okay, now with Notail closing the gap, they've got him. That's what they need. As Universe runs himself straight into the range of the degen aura from Notail.
No, I can turn this into a push with that dragon form used. I think the DJ just placed a ward down, and it was spotted by that defensive ward placed by OG in the river. Fnatic doesn't want to give this one up, though. They're bringing multiple heroes down. Abed as well. Call down. Cooldown 20 seconds.
They're going to have a Universe back in 5 as well. Lots of ways to hold this Fnatic.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
About half the duration left on Seb's Elder Dragon form. As Abed starts to clear it out a bit with the flat. They're standing strong though, OG. Universe is walking down here. It looks like will not be in time to put a stop to this tower going down. So OG will claim themselves
Has fallen.
at tier 1.
Radiant's
Looking
middle
towards the
tower
mid lane,
is under
Envy.
attack.
He's moved across. He's putting some pressure on him. Or Fnatic, Jarax coming across, ready to respond. Notail also heading over. In terms of his build, we'll be going for the straight early stats, the phase drums. They'll try for the fish up. will not catch Envy. Envy will be fine. The Helm of the Dominator creep will be a bit of a different story, as OG will be able to claim that. They'll look towards the bear.
They should be able to get it here. Can
Yeah,
they
holding
continue
it
the
down.
chase?
They've got the chain stuns. With the pure damage from the purification and such, they've got it. A tasty 300 gold going the way, I believe, of Notel.
Yep.
So that will push him nice and close to having those drums complete, but
They want to pressure bottom now. They've got the roll in.
closing the gap. Snowball.
Abed's coming too.
Shards will connect. Sep tries to turn. He's got a decent amount of armor, but it's not going to be any use against that magical from the rocket barrage. Abed claims the kill, cuts the creeps. They've got the pressure coming in on this bottom lane. Fnatic can look to try for that tier 1 tower. At the same time, OG looking to make a bit of a mirror move themselves. They're heading straight up to top. They want to do something about Envy. Envy at the moment, top net worth. He's getting a lot of space on this lone druid, and he's out of there. Heads into the tree line, TP's out, straight towards the bottom. He's doing a great job of reading the map and making sure that he's not where OG want him to be.
As soon as they saw nobody react to bottom, they know OG's making a play. Close game though. Only 2k lead at the moment for Fnatic.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
But the Warriors again, it's sort of Abed and Envy switching roles in a sense of what we saw game 1. You know, this time it's around Envy just hitting the creeps and such. Abed, he's on that core that can make the plays. And they're executing it just as well as they did with them switching it the other way around in game 1.
And they've got such heavy push. OG has to pretty much respond to all this with this bear plus Pugna. Being able to force these towers quite easily. And look at this, all Fnatic is perched up, ready for the movement if OG does try to do anything. S4 going for his own trade with that 2 points in Edict. But all Fnatic, they're here. They've got the glimpse.
Now they're dragging him back up to the high ground. Slows there from the Decrepify, surrounding him in the field. Jax will throw out a Fisher, trying to help out S4. The Lesh is just too damn squishy when he's caught on the front lines. Lots of bursts from Fnatic.
It just constantly seems like Fnatic, they're closing in with multiple heroes every single time, while OG, they're getting split around the map constantly because of the siege that's coming out from Fnatic. And Fnatic's not done. They've got level 6 now on Pi. They want to use it right away. They're making the smoke rotation bottom. They see this Dragon Knight. Mad. Could be in a lot of trouble here.
Got the Decreps, like, buying time for the rest of them to come in. Static storms down. He's trapped in the field. Fnatic just finding pick-off after pick-off.
That's how you make a Dragon Knight look pretty squishy.
Yeah.
Full magic damage. So he's actually queued up a hood on Mad to be able to try to withstand that, because he's got to be the frontliner for his team for this Leshrac to actually be able to do all that damage in the team fights. But Fnatic dictating the pace of the game very nicely.
They're just making some perfect movements, and we're getting closer and closer to the scary territory in terms of net worth leads.
Yeah.
13 minutes, 5k is pretty sizable. And I can't remember the exact numbers, but it seems to be on par with the lead that they were getting in game 1.
And S4 bottom now getting ran down. The missile won't be enough to kill him.
They need a nightmare. Where's the nightmare? Oh, okay, they don't need the nightmare.
Yeah.
The missile.
Only level 1.
It is just level 1.
Yeah, 413.
He's all good. MV.
Almost has.
400 gold away from that relic.
Yep. Farming very well. Continuing that pressure too. But look at that, Fnatic, they're constantly making all the moves around the map. OG, they've got to strike back somehow. With that next Dragon form, they have to be able to turn it into something, getting either a kill into a tower or just a tower alone.
Sort of similar to the operative that they had to go for last game with the Death Prophet, but they just weren't able to do so.
Yep.
With the lead that Fnatic had. As you say, if OG are unable to make a move anytime soon, it's going to get to sort of the area of the game where it's questionable if they're actually ever going to be able to make a move at all unless Fnatic mess up.
Yeah, and Fnatic knows all this movement's happening top right now because they've got these deep wards down bottom. Unless OG's all smoked in some, you know, stands throughout their jungle, they know exactly where OG's positioned. So top tower will get sacrificed. But Fnatic does not seem too disappointed with that since they've almost got that Radiance finished on Envy, and Abed is very farmed on this Gyrocopter now.
Now keeping Notel up there though, there's about, of course, a 1k difference between him and Envy. Not too bad on the Omni. If he can get sort of his first major item after the phase drums, we could start to see the Omni having real impact in the fight. He's saving up the money at the moment. Lots of ways he could go. Obviously could go phase drums Radiance, could go for the phase drums into S and Y if he wants to just go for the pure beef. Anything else you sort of think that Notel could be considering on his Omni Knight this game?
I feel like he might just need some positioning to be able to protect the Leshrac.
But doesn't that just feel...
It doesn't.
feels
It's
a bit
not the most.
underwhelmed, like
yeah,
bass drums blink on your
Sure.
Seth and Omni.
he's queued up the Radiance.
Okay, yeah. That certainly makes sense.
I feel like a lot of it is going to be just protecting S4 though once he gets that Bloodstone, because we've
Yeah.
seen a lot of like the Lash Strikes and stuff. You get your Bloodstone and you kind of die a lot of the time, so you really need that protection coming out from your team.
And it can certainly have a lot of impact. I mean, how's Arbed's Zymes looking?
Almost BKB.
He has almost.
Kind of.
Ah, okay. Needs a bit of time, but he is going.
1600
He
about.
is, going for that BKB. And
Much needed.
yeah,
versus
that's
Lash
going to hurt OG in these team fights.
Yeah.
Because who's going to be punching Arbed? I mean, sure, I guess with the carry Omni Knight, you can get in the face of him and give him a bit of a right click, ways to keep yourself alive, but the physical damage isn't going to be too high. Sure, Dragon Knight's nice as well, but Arbed is just going to be able to do so much more damage to your entire lineup.
S4, he's actually walking into Fnatic at the moment
Yes,
here.
that glimpse actually sort of helps, because it looked a bit of a risky place for S4 to be in.
He did have the backup of all of his team though.
Sure, and they do
No
have
tail
all the
was-
ults up.
Yeah, no tail was very close. Fnatic, they're more happy with just kind of like farming out. They've got the Radiance coming out very, very soon on Envy and the BKB on Abed, as we were mentioning.
And if they're able to shove in multiple lanes with that Radiant Spare, it becomes something that for OG it's pretty hard to deal with, at least especially for the two supports. You know, Bane and a Shaker are not going to have much fun going to a lane where there's a Radiant Spare shoving a wave in. Not much that they can do on their own to stop those pushes.
I think also when Fnatic, when they've got the BKB on Abed and the Radiance on Envy, they can look to just try to go for like a Roche play after a pickoff.
Get the glimpse onto Seb mid. OG are behind him. Are hoping that Fnatic has sort of baited him for an attempt on the kill, but it's not going to be the case. Fnatic play it safe. Universe is shoving down bottom pretty deep. You'll see how he reads it, and he does smartly. Straight into the trees, Jarex will try for a Fissure.
Oh, just off the mark.
But again, Fnatic, they're just dancing around the map and really are just keeping themselves a step ahead of OG in this series.
Yep.
Very hard for OG to sort of catch a break in this game. Quite like as we saw in game 1.
Get the glimpse. Looking for Mad here.
Got the Static Stone drop down as well. As the root comes through from Envy. As well. Bring him down low. Universe is trying to close the gap. No-Tail will come across. Repel onto Seb, will keep him alive. Shards out to block No-Tail. Pops the GA. Seb trying to turn. The GA did not catch the Dragon Knight though, so Seb's got to be a little bit careful. Fnatic thinking about coming back in onto this one. OG, they're bringing in heavy numbers. The ward is dropped. Decrepify, keeping it alive, making sure that OG can't right-click it down.
Envy picks up, sends the bear back to base, picks up the Radiance. Now they look like they're ready to take the fight.
I mean, you see OG backing off. Fnatic, they're chasing in Seb. Does he really want to fight around and play around with this? He's got to be careful. Fnatic looking for any sort of catch. They get the vision. They'll get their drag back with the glimpse onto the Bane. No-Tail repels Fly. Going for the Fiend's Grip, actually. And with Seb and S4, they've got a good chance. No. Snowballs there from DJ. Buys some time for Universe. Is it enough? No. The Fissure comes through. The magic damage from S4 will finish off the Pugner. Arbed striking back. The flat cannon hits, bringing No-Tail and S4 down pretty low. DJ close to the gap with a punch. No-Tail pots the Purification, but the root comes in from the bear. Envy has the control. S4 will fall as well as Envy claims the double kill. Seb gets himself back to base, but the other two cores, S4 and No-Tail, aren't quite as lucky as Envy. As soon as he picks up that Radiance, they get that good fight, they get the bear involved, and OG can't deal with it.
OG need a better way to start the fight. Sure, they got like the repel into the Fiend Trip, but there's always going to be the snowball there.
They've
This
gotta have
is
the
key.
blink.
They need the blink on Jarex in order to get into those back lines.
I mean, did Seb get it? Because I saw Seb was building up the money and sort of had it queued up as well as
He
the
got the
did.
blink. Yeah, he
So-
switched.
So we've got a couple of blinks.
Yeah, they want to be able to get the start the fight out properly, take out these supports right away so they can actually have the numbers. Bottom though, Jarex gets decrept. The chase is coming out. He's very dead.
And as you said, he was 1800 towards his blink, so that'll put it on hold a little bit more. Knocks him back 100. He's out the game for 30. So still that extra bit of a climb he's going to have to look for to get himself really online. Be able to have some sort of impact against Fnatic. When Fnatic do come for these very strong pushes that we've seen them be able to get away with their Gyro and Lone Druid hitting a very strong point at this 20-minute mark. Sure, these are two heroes that can be strong as the game goes on and in the later stages, but if you have this sort of a start there, the peak that they can hit at 20 minutes is pretty deadly.
Yeah, and they're dictating the pace exactly the way I want to in this game. They're going to be getting all these pipes to counter that Lash because majority of the damage from OG, actually pretty much all the damage from OG is that magical damage. So pipes, that BKB on Abed is going to be crucial. I mean, and Envy just loves his hood too, but it is an incredibly good game versus that Less Shrek core. And bottom.
They found the Omni Knight. Static Storm's down. No way for N0tail to react.
2 TPs get cancelled. Fnatic is aware of that one. So Bloodstone was finished on S4.
Oh, he's got an Arcane Rune bottled up as well.
Yep.
Very, very nice if OG are able to take a fight on their own accord. But they are without N0tail for 15 seconds. The bear comes in. There's a bit of a wraparound coming in from Fnatic. Arbit on the low ground. He's got the missile on its way out onto S4. The cooldown comes through and it's going to catch a couple of them. Nightmare will be there to help S4 dodge the missile, but it won't be enough to keep him alive. He does have to kill himself as he'll lose some Bloodstone charges. Seb's being chased as well. Look at the glimpse back onto Jarek, so they don't only just get the DK, they'll take the Shaker too.
Oh boy. It's looking very similar to the last time around. Fnatic getting those crucial timings this time though. Bottom, N0tail. Taking quite a beating here from Universe.
Fnatic just looking terrifying.
They're playing incredibly well as a team, while OG, they're getting split up. They're playing Fnatic's game every single time here. Now this tower getting threatened.
It's gone. Tier 3's gone. Fnatic, they want to stick around for more.
There's no glyph.
They've got so much push at 21 minutes in.
These racks are just dead.
No way for OG to hold. They've got the full 5-man backup, but the melee racks are gone. Look at the route out at Fnatic. They want to take kills as well. They're looking towards Jarex. Jarex getting himself out of range, the Radiant Spare. Fnatic will turn and settle for looking to finish off the ranged racks. Jump forward from Seb. They really want to do something about this bear, get themselves some money. Static Storm's down. They don't have the control though, Fnatic, as OG will keep themselves out of the range of it. Coming missile out onto S4, but the range racks will fall. The siege creep finishes off the job. Fnatic get the full cleanup down bottom. And could just continue to play out this game as they wish. With the lead that they have, this is absolutely looking to be a similar situation as game 1.
Yeah, and like we mentioned, the Bloodstone Lesh, we've seen this time and time again. Leshes, they get their Bloodstone, and then they die. And then they die again and again. It's very, very hard to protect it. OG does have to do a better job of that. They need this Blink Dagger on Jarex to be able to start the fights, but he's still struggling to get that with that Death Bottom. 300 gold till he has it.
Seb does have the hood on DK, so at least we'll be able to stand a little longer at the front lines of the fights after jumping in with the Blink Initiation. But still, the items racking up on Fnatic means that they do potentially enough damage to bring down even a hood DK.
Yeah, I mean they're getting huge. Even DJ almost has the same net worth as the Lesh and the Omni Knight on the opposing team. That is a huge problem. And now look, they're just going for mid. They don't even want to hesitate. They've got the pipe finished on DJ. They've got BKBs. They've got more than enough to siege here. And they know that OG can't really go for some type of trade here. OG has to take the fight versus Fnatic when they do this. They've got the Blink though on the Shaker. Let's see what they can make happen. They're going to go for a smoke here to try to catch Fnatic off guard.
They need something huge. They need a massive Echo Slam.
I catch a vision of him.
Alright, he's going to know what's going on. S4's going to jump in. They're looking towards the Disrupt release, but the BKB's out from Arbet. In fact, the Life Drain buying time for Pi to survive. The Snowball comes in straight away onto Seb on the high ground. Arbet keeping the flat hits going. The GA comes out from a N0tail, but they've lost Seb on the DK.
They've lost
S4 gets the stun, and indeed Envy, he's just hitting the base. He doesn't care about fighting. He wants to take objectives. He wants to take the game. He cleans up the second set of racks. 3 dead on OG. S4's chased down as well. He's glimpsed back into the clutches of Arbet in Universe as Uni picks up a triple.
Yeah.
GG is called. In game 2, actually ends up being a bit more brutal than game 1 was for OG. Fnatic, they are looking brilliant.
They're looking really good. To be honest, the OG, they do look a bit disconnected here. Fnatic is making all these moves around the map, and OG, it does seem like sometimes it's just like two or three people walking around by themselves. Fnatic playing much more as a unit and punishing OG, not allowing them to get their lineup online. And with this Lone Druid plus Pugna, tons of pressure coming out on the map.
Great feelings there for Fnatic and obviously for OG. A bit of a tough one. We'll have time to reflect and sort of have another chance here at LAN, but this opening series, it just seemed they didn't stand a chance at all against Fnatic, as Fnatic will take the series 2-0. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back for more Dota 2 here at Corsair DreamLeague Season 9. 3 more series coming up today. It's all very exciting. Hello.
It is very exciting, though.
Are
Hopefully we get some
Are we
close
just bringing the
series,
panel? Are we doing that box thing?
Oh, do we have the box thing?
We bring the
That's
panel
always
in?
fun.
Can we do that?
What's box thing?
I want the box
We can
thing.
Oh, we can.
Hey, we can
Hi.
hear you.
Hello.
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 Did you think that series was going to be as one-sided as it turned out to be?
No, I thought it would be a bit closer. Fnatic, though, they look on fire. They were playing... Well, look, we do have it. Look at that. Hello. Who'd you guys say that time? Did you guys curse them?
No. They actually went for Fnatic.
You guys did go for it. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, after game 1, you really...
The funny thing about this box thing is they are just there.
No, we're not.
Just the other side of this wall.
Fog,
Actually,
you're
no,
looking real good
people can
right
see
now.
us.
Ruining the
Am I?
magic,
sorry.
Ted.
Yeah. You are just popping off right now.
Wow, thanks, man.
You're looking great.
I'm kind of trying. I'm trying not to sniffle as much as possible. It's a little hard here. I gotta go get some more.
Half the
medicine.
crew is sick, it's true.
All right, thanks guys for that cast. It's time for us to talk about that best of 3 that was over real fast. It was a quick
Yeah.
start of the day. And, you know, you guys were expecting Fnatic to take this, but Cap, you already mentioned it before. You said it's not about the draft. It's just about the way the teams played from game 1. It seems a little bit outclassed.
I think Fnatic would be really disappointed in themselves if they didn't beat OG
Sure,
here. I think that
yeah.
Fnatic, to be honest, like I felt like GESC, they should have been a team that was guaranteed in the playoffs, if not potentially in the grand finals. I thought they were a very strong team and they had the potential to be able to upset, but what actually came down is the upset was actually against them. I think Na'Vi, who I would rate a little bit lower than Fnatic, actually managed to win that best of 3, went on to the playoffs. So OG, a team, especially with a stand-in like this, who all they've won so far is the MDL qualifiers, who didn't really have any real notable teams. Sorry, Synderen. So I think that, you know, Fnatic absolutely should be able to take this series, and it's not too surprising it's a 2-0.
Anything to add to that, Ted?
No, I think the moment we saw the safe lane Omni, and as you said, you just heard No-Tail say, if Ramses can do it, I could do it, right? And
He said, let's play Omni like the way that Ramses does.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a little tricky, but I don't know. I felt like
That already
Fnatic
is
were in
like a
control.
bit of a flag for me, right? Because it's not like, oh, this is a strategy we've talked about and run before. It's, hey, we saw this once.
yeah.
We could do this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at least they're playing relaxed. I think if you're in the situation they're in, you know, have fun with it. At least you could see Seb was laughing and smiling. They were relaxed.
Yeah.
I think they knew this was going to be tough for them, and it was. And Fnatic absolutely mullered them in the end. But there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys, you know, we have a guest popping out through this door all the time.
Of course.
Here in the Shiva show. We have a
Ooh.
new guest coming on in the Shiva show
You gotta make
right
that cup of
here.
tea.
So
I
let's
really
welcome
do.
in
I
a
really
victor of
Is there
previous
someone there?
game.
Let's see if someone knocks on
Turn
the door.
on
What's with your obsession with knocking
You
on
gotta
the door?
knock.
All right,
Come
come
in. Hey.
Hey, Envy.
The crowd goes wild.
Jackie, I saved you a spot right
Have a
in the
seat,
middle.
dude.
Right in the middle. I think we have a microphone. Yeah.
There
Nice.
you go.
Hey, congratulations on the series. I was just gonna ask, how's the team? How are you doing?
We're doing okay. I mean, we just lost GSC pretty badly, so that was pretty sad.
But it's time
can I
to
actually-
recover and come back, right?
Yeah, can I ask you about that? Like that loss versus Na'Vi? Like I felt like you guys as a team should have been like pretty far up there. I thought you guys were at least gonna make playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, Dota Plus said we had a 98% chance to win that game. So like, I think Navi just got lucky. Like,
Yeah.
it's too bad. Like they had a 2% chance and they took that 2%. They won a lottery.
Yeah. All right, fair enough.
Hey, were you expecting that Omni Knight to go safe lane like that?
No, we weren't. But like we knew No-Tail was gonna play the Omni-Knight, but we didn't know he was gonna go safe lane. But it didn't really matter to us. Like whether he went off lane or safe lane, the lanes would be around the same. So.
Expecting to be as dominant as you were this game?
Yeah. I think we watched like the qualifiers,
Mhm.
and then we felt like they have a standing, right? So then they have some good strategies, but like they don't have that many strategies, I would say, because they have a standing, and we just countered their strategies, so we knew we were just gonna win.
You knew they were gonna open with Death Prophet, right, in that first game?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then as long as you've got a Death
It
Prophet,
wasn't about the heroes. It was more about like we knew how they were gonna play, and then we just countered their play style.
they have like three, like in the qualifiers, they were running like 3 pretty, like relatively fast heroes with a good amount of push, right? They would always have Lycan or a Death Prophet or like maybe DK or something where they're just like pretty mid-game team fighting, all about the push, right?
Yeah. And they just have really, really smart players. Like they're probably the smartest team right now of the current 5 players they have. And we knew like if they took over, that they would like each individual player can captain their way through the rest of the series, rest of the game. So we decided to like try to shut them down.
Yeah, I saw that from your game 1 with your Weaver. it felt very reminiscent of the Razor that you used to pick like 2 months ago, where you're just running through Southeast Asian qualifiers. You had this Razor where you were acting like very much like a space creator for Abed.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is that just like kind of your go-to plan right now? Is just like you're just trying to be as aggressive and like play these kind of Razor Weaver style heroes where you could just go and fight?
For the most part, I would say so. Yeah.
Okay.
So, can I just ask?
Yeah,
a
go
question?
ahead.
You guys are looking strong. You know OG have a stand-in, Liquid as well. So, which teams that are left give you any concerns? Which teams are you worried about?
I mean, the team I'm most concerned about would be us, and then I don't know. I'm really not concerned about like it's usually just like all the concerns just come from us. Like what are we gonna do? How are we gonna play? And then we think about others later. Yeah, we'll just deal with whichever team we play against.
Nice.
Do you feel like your team hasn't really hit its stride in that regard? Are you saying like, it sounds like you're a little bit concerned that like you guys haven't totally figured out what Fnatic is supposed to be?
Yeah, I mean every single team I played for, I think that generally you want to focus on yourself.
Okay.
Like, no matter what team I played for, like at the beginning I didn't know this, but and then yeah, I definitely don't think we hit our strides all the time. We're like a little inconsistent. I would say we do it like 2 out of 3 games.
Okay.
So yeah, we're still trying to perfect what we can do about each other, and we're still trying to learn, right? So like you have to learn, and then you have to like deal with what you're learning as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and on the way through the upper bracket, so congratulations there. We are going to have our next matchup being Newbie versus Immortals. Could you give us some insight on that?
I mean, it's gonna be pretty brutal, I would say.
I agree with that. Yep.
It's gonna be quite rough.
Well, you're saying your NA brothers are gonna destroy Newbie, right? That's what you're saying?
No, I'm really not.
No, I understand.
Right, well, hey, thank you for joining us. You can go back to your team and prepare. I guess you're done for the day. We can still prepare for tomorrow and just enjoy your time. And we are going to continue on with the show. And we are going to actually go into a replay, I believe, to just have Cap dissect. Oh, no, never mind. We're
Wait,
gonna have
change of
short break.
plans.
We're gonna have a change of plans because we are getting ready for our next series, and before that happens, we need to have a little bit of time to ourselves to just prepare mentally. Let's take a break.